Hello. Today we're going to talk about how to write a good summary. In this lesson, we're going to learn, first of all, what is a summary? What are we talking about when we talk about a summary? What are the features of a good summary or the qualities of a good summary? And finally, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to help you write a better summary in a faster, more efficient way. Okay, so we have to start off with a question. What is a summary? Well, you might know that a summary is a shorter version of a longer piece of something else, right? So that something else could be a type of writing, like an article. It could be a video or a movie. It could be a book, or it could be an event, right? Like, let's say you went to a lecture or you attended a theater event, right? A summary must also accurately reflect what the original said or what happened in the original. So, in other words, you can't include new information that wasn't in the original source. Now, let's take an easy example. Let's say that you want to summarize to your friend what happened at a party that you went to last weekend. So, when you summarize to your friend what happened at the party, you have to be truthful about what actually happened. You can't add in new information and say something like, oh, yeah, and then Drake came and he sang a song, and then I danced with Drake. Okay, obviously that didn't happen, right? So you can't add in that new information. And the same is true when you summarize an article. You can't add in new information or a video. You have to stay true to what the original source said. Okay, so you probably want to know a bit more, right? Tell me more. Well, the good news is that we summarize every day. This is a skill that you already know how to do, so you're going to be really good at it. For example, when you come home at the end of the day, your family may ask you, how was your day? And your answer, you're going to summarize, right? You're not going to tell every small detail that happened in your day. You're just going to tell the highlights. Also, if your boss asks you how the day is going, you might have to summarize a problem that's happening, right? And lastly, your friend might ask you, how was that movie that you saw last weekend? What was it about? And you can summarize the movie by telling them the main points of the plot. Now, just like when you summarize everyday events, when you write a summary, we don't want to know every little detail because then it's not a summary anymore, right? Imagine if your family asked you, how was your day? And you told them every single detail of the day. What if you said, I woke up in the morning and I kind of had a headache, but then I drank some water and I felt a little bit better. And then I took a shower, but the shower was too hot and so I had to make it colder. Oh my gosh, this could go on forever, right? Your listener is going to be bored. And the same for summary writing. If you write every little detail, your reader is going to be bored because they're just looking for the main points. So only tell the most important points in a summary. Okay, the next question is, what are the qualities of an effective summary? In other words, what does a good summary look like? What does it have? Well, a good summary is shorter than the original, as we said. So if you are summarizing an article that is 1 page or 2 pages long, your summary may only be 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs long. A good summary also only includes main points, right? As we said, no small details, just key ideas, the highlights. A good summary also does not include your opinion or your judgments. And this can be very, very difficult for students because often we have a lot to say, right? If I summarize a movie to my friend, usually I want to add my opinion, what I thought, that movie was really good. It was the funniest movie I've ever seen. Or, yeah, the movie was kind of slow. But in a summary, we cannot tell our opinion, right? We're going to save that for the next writing assignment when we get to tell our opinion. A good summary also uses author tags, and we're going to learn more about this a little bit later. But basically, author tags give credit to the original author or the original speaker. So if Pinedo wrote your article, you could say, Pinedo states that, or according to Pinedo. And this is a way of reminding your reader, hey, this is not my words. These are not my words, but they're someone else's. And then lastly, a good summary uses paraphrases to tell what the author said. So we don't use direct quotations in a summary usually. We want to put in our own words what the author said. And again, we'll learn more about that point later on too. So these 5 things are really the most important qualities of a good summary. Try to make sure that each summary that you write has these features. Okay, lastly, I promised you some tips and tricks, right? So I have 4 tips and tricks for you that are going to help you write a better summary. The first one is understand. In order to summarize, you have to know the original article or the original video like the back of your hand, right? You have to be very, very familiar with the original. If you don't understand the original, how can you write about it, right? Let's say you saw a movie and you didn't understand the movie. How could you explain the plot to your friend, right? So first, really make sure you understand the original. The second thing is to use resources, right? Inevitably, you're going to come to confusing sentences or confusing words. Well, break down sentences into smaller chunks. This way, they might be more manageable for you to understand. And if there's a lot of new words, don't be afraid to use the dictionary. And also ask for help. Ask your instructor, ask your classmates for help. It's okay to ask for help. Remember, your key goal is to understand by any means necessary. Another tip is to take notes as you read or as you watch the video. This makes sure that you don't forget what you watched or read. And also, really important, don't copy word for word what you hear or what you see. This avoids plagiarism, right? Just focus on what do I understand? What's the general idea, right, of that sentence? And then lastly, I really encourage you to make a list of main points, right? After you've read and understood and taken notes, make a list of all the main points that you have, and then try to ask yourself, okay, how do all these main points tie in together? That's going to help you come to the main idea of the whole article, okay? So I hope this helps, students. In the other videos, we're going to learn a little bit more about other aspects of the summary, but I hope this gave you a little bit of an overview and also some tips and tricks to get started.